What you are seeing is not modern footage. These images have been reconstructed with AI, from real photographs, real blueprints, real history. Brooklyn Bridge, 1869 to 1883, where men went underground and many never returned. Statue of Liberty, 1886, arrived in pieces, became a promise. Empire State Building, 1930 to 1931, built while America was collapsing. Chrysler Building, 1930, a secret spire raised to win a race. Grand Central Terminal, 1913, more footsteps than any palace in history. This is New York. Imagine walking through New York in the late 19th century. The city is loud, restless, unfinished. Steam rises from the streets, and beneath your feet, the East River moves with force and doubt. Ahead of you stands the Brooklyn Bridge, not yet a symbol, but a risk. In the 1860s, New York was growing faster than it could control. Manhattan and Brooklyn were separate cities, divided by water and delay. Trade depended on ferries. Winters froze them. Storms stopped them. The bridge was meant to solve that, and many believed it never could. Construction began in 1869. Imagine the work. Men descending into pressurized caissons beneath the river, breathing poisoned air, emerging dizzy, or not at all. Steel cables were spun by hand, strand by strand. This was not just engineering, it was endurance. As the bridge rose, so did the city around it. By 1883, pedestrians filled the walkway, feel the vibration beneath wooden planks, hear horses, carts, footsteps, and voices crossing for work, for food, for survival. The bridge became a daily rhythm, carrying workers, immigrants, and ambition between two worlds. But fear never left. Rumors of collapse spread. Crowds hesitated. Only after a public demonstration of strength did trust return, and with it, movement. Today, you cross the same span in minutes. Steel has aged. Stone has darkened. Skylines surround what was once open sky. The Brooklyn Bridge still stands, not as a miracle anymore, but as proof that New York was built by those willing to walk forward before the path felt safe. Imagine standing on the deck of a crowded ship in the late 19th century. The Atlantic is finally behind you. Ahead, through fog and smoke, something rises from the water, not a city, a figure. In the 1880s, New York was the gateway to America. Millions arrived with little more than names and hope. What greeted them was not a building, but an idea. The Statue of Liberty was born far from this harbor, designed in France, built in pieces, and shipped across the ocean in crates. She arrived incomplete, just like the people who came to see her. Her iron skeleton was engineered by Gustav Eiffel, while copper plates were shaped by hand, hammered into form one piece at a time. In 1886, she was raised on Bedloe's Island. As her torch lifted into the sky, she became the tallest structure in New York Harbor. Imagine the moment. Steamships slowing, passengers falling silent, eyes fixed upward. For immigrants arriving through Ellis Island, this was the first face of America, calm, distant, and full of promise. But liberty was never just a symbol of welcome. She stood during strikes, economic panic, and global war. In 1916, an explosion nearby damaged her torch, closing it forever to the public. Still, she remained, watching generations pass beneath her gaze. Today, ferries glide where steamships once struggled. Glass towers rise where open water once reflected her shadow. The copper has turned green. The meaning has only deepened. The Statue of Liberty no longer promises perfection. She promises possibility and reminds us that America was built by those who arrived unsure but chose to stay. Imagine standing in New York in the winter of 1930. The streets are crowded, yet silent with worry. Banks are closing, jobs are vanishing, and rising above the city, steel climbs into the sky. This is the Empire State Building, not yet a symbol, but a gamble. America is deep in the Great Depression. Trade has collapsed, confidence is fragile. Yet New York chooses to build upward, as if refusing to look down. Construction begins in 1930. Imagine the noise, rivet guns cracking like thunder, cranes swinging above the streets. Men balance on narrow steel beams, hundreds of feet in the air, without safety lines. Lunch pails open above the city, boots hanging over nothing. This is daily life on the skeleton of a future icon. The building grows at a breathtaking pace, floor by floor, week by week. 14 million man-hours compressed into just 410 days. Speed is survival. The Empire State is meant to prove that New York is still alive. But conflict follows ambition. Offices remain empty. Locals call it the empty state building. In a city struggling to breathe, this tower feels almost defiant. Then time does what markets cannot. People return. Lights fill the windows. The skyline reshapes itself around this single spine of steel. Today, you enter the building in minutes. Elevators glide where ladders once hung. Glass towers now surround what once stood alone against open sky. The Empire State Building still stands, not as a monument to wealth, but as proof that New York was built by those who chose hope when collapse felt inevitable. Imagine walking through New York in 1930. The city is racing upward, faster than ever before. Steel rises, money moves, pride sharpens, and above it all, a tower begins to gleam, not just tall, but ambitious. This is the Chrysler Building, born from competition, not necessity. 1920s, New York is locked in a battle for the sky. Corporations believe height equals power. Walter Chrysler wants more than an office building. He wants a crown for the city. Construction moves quickly. Imagine the noise. Steel hammered into place, rivets screaming, cranes swinging between clouds. Workers climb higher each day, shaping stainless steel into curves inspired by automobiles. Hubcaps, radiator caps, speed itself frozen in metal. As the tower grows, the city watches, but rivalry turns secretive. Hidden inside the building, a steel spire is quietly assembled, out of sight, out of reach. Then, in 1930, it is raised in silence, piercing the sky overnight. For a brief moment, the Chrysler Building becomes the tallest structure on Earth. The victory does not last. Across the city, another tower is rising. The Empire State will soon surpass it, but the Chrysler Building was never about winning for long. Today, you see it surrounded by glass and steel, yet nothing else looks quite like it. The Art Deco crown still catches the light. The metal still shines. The Chrysler Building stands not as the tallest, but as the most daring. A reminder that New York was built by those who competed, imagined, and risked everything.